Busy girl.
Yeah.
What's the new single called?
It's called If It's Lovin' That You Want.
Wow, did somebody say they wanted loving? I'm a very huggable ferret, you know, madame.
Before Rihanna won multiple Grammys, MTV Music Awards, BRIT Awrds, and a Rassie Award for her acting in the film Battleship. Before she would collaborate with Kanye West, Eminem, Drake, Jay-Z, Calvin Harris, David Guetta, and even Coldplay. Before she would prove to the world that bras, well, they're optional. Before she suffered domestic abuse at the hands of Chris Brown, yet the two would romantically reunite 4 years later. Before there was ever a Rihanna's Day celebrated throughout Barbados. When young Rihanna wasn't in school or training to become a cadet or singing in her 3-member girl group, while her father, he would drag her out to the street to St. Michael to sell clothes out of a stall. Her father, he was addicted to crack cocaine and alcohol, and it made her home life far from peaceful. Her mother was a professional makeup artist, but she insisted that her young daughter would not try any of the products until she got older. And that's likely the reason why there are a few questionable photos of her online prior to her fame. But who cares now? The girl's a total babe. My name is Mike McCrudden and welcome to Before They're Famous, documenting the life of Rihanna prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now this is an updated version because I want to keep this channel in tip-top shape. But I do read all your suggestions. I know you guys want MF Doom, you want Tupac, you want Biggie, Capital Steez, and someone requested Vanilla Ice. I'm working on all of them. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you want to hear about next.
Kamikaze, if you think that you gon' knock me off the top.
Rihanna was born Robin Rihanna Fenty on February 20th, 1988 in St. Michael's Parish on the Caribbean island of Barbados. She is the eldest of 3 children and also has step-siblings. Her mother, Monica Fenty, is a former professional makeup artist as well as a retired accountant. She is of Afro-Guyanese background. Her father, Ronald Fenty, worked as a warehouse supervisor and also sold items on the street. He himself is a mix of Irish and Barbados descent. Now Rihanna's childhood, it was a difficult one, mainly due to her father's addictions to both crack cocaine and alcohol. Because of this, her parents, they divorced when she was 14, and well, it's important to note that her father, he since has, overcome these addictions. Rihanna had her own health issues and struggled with crippling headaches for several years during her childhood, a condition she attempted to hide from her friends and classmates so they wouldn't think she was abnormal. Around this time, she also had her first boyfriend, and this would be a relationship that would inspire her to create the track Unfaithful later on in her career. She had other torments as a child. She had witnessed an exorcism in real life, and perhaps that was the inspiration behind her track Monster with Eminem. I don't know, it makes sense. Young Rihanna, being the eldest of her siblings, would be called upon by her father to help him sell clothing on the streets of their local bridge town. This would be over the weekends, and well, the family, they lived in a 3-bedroom bungalow. She attended Charles F. Broome Memorial Primary School as well as Combermere High. Now after school hours and over the summer, she would train in a sub-military Army cadet program, which is common of kids from this area. Rihanna was a natural beauty, and although her mother forbid her from wearing any makeup or using any beauty products, she still won her high school beauty contest. And she was crowned Miss Combermere. But her true passion and talent, it was in singing, which she started doing when she was 7 years young. Now her idols were Madonna, Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, and Beyonce. So much so with Beyonce that she wanted to form her own girl group like Destiny's Child, so she found 2 friends who also enjoyed singing. And they formed that group when she was only 15. Word began to travel around Barbados about this young girl and her group and the singing talent, and there was a writer-producer in town by the name of Evan Rogers, and he was so, taken back by all this talk, he said, what the heck, I'll set up an audition in his hotel room. And usually that's a little awkward, but it worked out just fine. Evan later stated in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that the minute Rihanna walked into the room, it was like if the other 2 girls just didn't exist, and he had her perform a solo piece. There she sang Hero by Mariah Carey. Let's roll a clip.
Be strong, and you finally see the truth, that hero lies in you.
Now Rihanna was only 16 years old when she relocated from Barbados to Connecticut to live with Evan and his wife. They had a recording studio in their home, and they began putting together some demo tape material. Her mother initially moved with her, but at that point, Rihanna dropped out of high school and she wasn't looking back. The demo made its way to Def Jam Records, who at the time had Jay-Z as their CEO. An audition was held with Jay-Z and L.A. Reid, where Rihanna sang Whitney Houston's cover of For the Love of You, as well as Pond to Replay. Following this New York City audition, Jay-Z decided to sign Rihanna right there on the spot for a 6-album record deal. Yeah, then they led with her single Pond to Replay, which sampled Jamaican rhythm, which was popular at the time by Sean Paul. And initially, Rihanna, she hated the song herself, but the numbers didn't lie, it became a global success.
One by one, even two by two, everybody in the floor, let me share how we do. Go tip it low, then you bring it up slow, wind it up one time, back once more.
Her debut album, Music of the Sun, did even better, selling over 2 million copies. And with her making headway now in America, she got to live out a lifelong dream. She took the stage with an all-girl group to perform for Destiny's Child, singing a Destiny's Child song.
Move it so slow like you just don't have a clue. And mama teach you to give affection, know the difference of a man and an adolescent.
In 2006, her follow-up album, A Girl Like Me, was released. And on there, well, there was a track known as SOS, and this launched her to worldwide fame. She also picked up 2 award nominations at the BET Awards that year. On top of this, she picked up 3 Billboard Music Awards, and then the next year, her track Umbrella, well, it would earn her her first Grammy. And on top of all this, she has since broken 5 Guinness World Records. Yeah, the girl's accomplished a lot, and she does it all without wearing a bra. And the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCartan, thanks for checking out my personal channel. I do all sorts of celebrity bios on here. I've done a whole lot of singers. I've done Adele, I've done Lana Del Rey, I've done Miley Cyrus, I've done Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran. I don't know, I've done a whole lot. So be sure to browse the channel, hit subscribe, let me know in the comments down below who you want to hear about next. Alright guys, see you in the next video.